You're listening to the PRO Media Network. The next level in entertainment.
There he goes. Throwing it down. How about a poster? Anthony Davis is on fire.
You're listening to the Pelicans post-game report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
That's right, for all things Pelicans. You're now listening to the Pelican post-game report on the PRO Media Network. I'm Big Q bringing you in the podcast 272 on the Pelican post-game report. That's right, 272. And in this episode, we'll be doing a double dip here, as we'll be recapping the Pelicans games against the Timberwolves and also against the New York Knicks. And then in the second segment, we'll preview the upcoming matchup against the Denver Nuggets. In today's podcast, we'll have Alvin Gentry chiming in, Anthony Davis, and of course, our customary way of breaking down the game as we moving forward into the season. So without further ado, that round of applause is for you, all the established and new listeners of the show. Welcome aboard to the Pelican Postgame Report. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell for more shows and more content. Now here we go in the Pelican Postgame Report, show 272. I'm going to start off with the Minnesota Timberwolves game. The Timberwolves game, 107-100. The Pelicans lost. It was an interesting game to me. And I say interesting, I usually say interesting, because it's interesting to me how a team could show so many ebbs and flows. Now, most teams do. Look at the Lakers. They started off pretty slow before they started to catch fire and move forward. Now they're on a winning streak. It happens periodically to any NBA team. Most teams are not immune to this type of in and up type situation unless you're the Golden State Warriors or teams that play like that. Now, the Pelicans have established a success mindset, and once that occurs, then losing games is unheard of. And this is what's going on with New Orleans. Got a taste of winning, got a taste of the playoffs, and that just creates more and more hunger and more drive and determination to sustain such mindsets. It takes hard work. In this game, the Pelicans played well enough to win the game. That's pretty much what happened. They played well enough to win the game. What ultimately ended up happening was the turnover situation didn't help them. Now, of course, it's crazy how the statistics indicate, and we'll get into it momentarily, but the Pelicans had 18 turnovers in this game. Now, they don't seem too bad to their regular count when they have 20, 23, 24, something like that. But in this game, they had only 18 turnovers, but they gave up 20 points off of those 18 turnovers. And even though the Timberwolves gave up 16 turnovers, they only allowed 7 points off there. So that's a 13-point swing. But anyway, let's get to the rest of the statistics. That one kind of just stuck out to me. Field goal attempts, the Pelicans were 40 of 94 during the game. Timberwolves were 37 of 90. The field goal percentage, Pelicans almost 43%. Timberwolves are 41. The Pelicans were terrible, 9 of 28 from downtown for 32%. Timberwolves hit 14 of 32 for 44%. They just lit them up. Pelicans 11 of 18 from the free throw line for 61%. Timberwolves 19 of 24 for almost 80%. The Pels did out-rebound them 62-57. But the assist battle was won by the Timberwolves 29-25. They had 14 steals the Timberwolves had versus the Pelicans 7. 6 and 6 on the blocks. I already told you about the turnovers, the fast break points. Timberwolves beat them 20-11. And then the points in the paint, the Pelicans had a lofty win total at 52-36, but besides the obvious fact about the turnovers, two really interesting team stats present themselves to me immediately at looking at this game. Number one was the fact that the Timberwolves shot 14 of 32 from downtown for 44%, and the Pelicans were only 9 of 28. 9 of 28. So the Timberwolves hit 5 more three-pointers than the Pelicans. That's 15 points right there. Not to mention, they converted 19 of 24 from the line. Pelicans only 11 of 18 from the line. So even though I harp on it, I keep saying the same thing about these wretched free throws. They call free throws because they're supposed to be free. You're supposed to be able to hit a large clip of these suckers because there's nobody standing in front of you with their hands up, nobody running at you. All you have to do is settle down, compose yourself, and shoot the ball and hit the free throw. It's free. It's free. They're giving it to you. But the Pelicans don't take it. They left 7 of them. They left 7 of them there, and ultimately, guess what they lost by? 7. But before I get into the rest of that, the team statistics and further breakdown, let's hear what Coach Gentry had to say about his team's performance against the Timberwolves. Here's Coach Gentry.
That's a question that you shouldn't have to be asking. We had to start the game the right way, and we didn't do it tonight. We dig ourselves a hole, and you have to spend so much energy getting out. We talked before about everything, putting ourselves in a position where everything has to be almost exact to be able to win, and that's really difficult to do. So we battle back. We do a good job. Our defense really picked up. We did a good job to the point where we closed the gap and got ahead by 2, but then we had some really poor possessions, and those are the things that cost you. And the offensive rebounding, you can't give up 3 offensive rebounds in that crucial stage of the game. And the bottom line is that they just outplayed us, really. I mean, we can sit here and talk about excuses and make up excuses, but they outplayed us.
Were you surprised at how bad the start was, Coach, and why maybe it started that way?
I was appalled at the way we started, but we have to. That's the mental approach that you got to have. If you're going to be a really good basketball team, you have to have the focus to go out, and every game you play, you have to start it. Like it's the 7th game of the championship, and we didn't start it that way. We were soft defensively. We let so many things go. Our transition defense was non-existent at the start of the game, and they got off to a good start. I think we talked about it, and we talked about it yesterday, and we talked about it today, that you were going to get a reaction from this team with everything that they're going through. You got prideful guys on this team too, and they want to show the world that they're pretty good in their own right. And I thought they were going to come out and play with that intensity level, and they did, and we did not match that.
I mean, you said before the game you knew this was going to happen. You knew that the Wolves were going to come out with energy. So it wasn't a surprise. No,
it's not a surprise. And, what we've got to do is that we have to approach it the same way. These are the games where, you have to be ready to play. We knew exactly what you were going to get from them. You knew, Cat was going to come out and try to, prove to everyone that, he's worth the contract that he's got. Not only that they're pretty good. They're a pretty good team without Jimmy. They're going to try to prove that and make no mistake about it. I thought the new guys really helped them. Sarge helped them, and obviously, Covington's defense I thought was a huge factor, along with the threes that he made. So it appears to be a good fit, but we've got to do a better job of being focused, and we've got to play better in order to win games on the road like this.
Coach L. Gentry, got to play better on the road. Goes without saying, Coach, the Pelicans' road record is appalling, man. They're pretty much 2-6, at this point during the season. But crazy part about it, let's go over some stuff before we get into some stats dealing with this game, before we get into the individual statistics. Minnesota scored 20 points on 18 New Orleans turnovers, as I said. Now, on the fast break points, they beat them 20-11. That's not supposed to happen. Holding them to a 19-18 advantage with 5:11 remaining in the first quarter, Minnesota then went on a 33-13 run to take a 20-point lead. That was the largest of the game, okay? During the run, New Orleans went 5 of 20 from the field, while the Timberwolves lit them up for 12 of 22 for 54%, including they went 5 of 8 from the three-point line during that period of time. The Pelicans did answer. They ended the first half on a 23-15 run to cut the deficit to 13 going into the second half. Now, the Pelicans, they came out and they continued to chip away at the lead in the third quarter. They trailed 75-60 with 2 minutes left in the third. They went on a 28th run to cut it down to just 2 points. They cut it down to 2 points on 31-81 for just over 35 seconds remaining in that period. Then Minnesota pushed the lead back to double digits. They went on a 7-0 run to open up. Then the Pelicans answered again. This time they went 5-2 to take the first lead of the game, 96-94, with about just under 5 minutes left in the game. It would be short-lived because Minnesota then reclaimed the lead for good around 4:15 mark when Wiggins hit that three-pointer. Then Minnesota pushed the lead to 7 with just 2 minutes left, and then they went on the 11-2 run and then they were able to just take the game away. Now, Robert Covington, that coach mentioned, he scored 13 points, had 7 rebounds, a couple of assists, a couple of steals in 41 minutes. And then Dario Saric, who was also in the trade, he had 9 points, 3 rebounds. And they really helped the team. This is the thing. New Orleans has now lost 5 straight games to this Minnesota Timberwolves club. It used to be Jimmy Butler lighting them up. It's not no more. Now you got new guys that they first game there, and they contribute to help the Pelicans lose this game. So individually, statistical wise, look at the stats in this game. The Pelicans, like I said, they had the game. At one point late in the game, they had it. They just couldn't hold on to it because, like the coach said, perimeter defense. Perimeter defense sucks. That shouldn't be a surprise because the Pelicans give up. They're in the bottom 3 or 4 in the NBA in allowing points. You want to play fast, and I can respect the play fast mentality, but there got to be some defense in there. When AD's not there, it's like a walk in the park. It's an easy layup for these teams, and it has to be more than that. That's why I kept saying, look what the Lakers do. And I hate to throw that, but look what the Lakers did. They have JaVale McGee's a defensive-minded center, but did they stop that? They went and got Tyson Chandler after Phoenix let him go. They persuaded Tyson Chandler to come in there. Not Tyson Chandler, we know he's old, he's up in age, but Tyson Chandler is known for his defense around the rim. If anything you ask Tyson Chandler to do is play defense, and that's what I was saying about the Pelicans. We need someone else besides Anthony Davis, maybe a guy off the bench that can come in and is known for his defensive play. And I know you say, Q, we got Shaq Diallo and all this kind of stuff. But my thinking on that is, I'm talking about a big. We got a big in Jahlil Okafor. He's not known for his defense, but he is known for his offense. But he won't help you on the bench. But individual statistics in this game, Anthony Davis was 29. He had 29 points in this game. 29 points, 11 rebounds in the contest with 4 blocks. Through 41 minutes, he did what he can do. Etuan Moore went on a tear in this game. He had 31 points in this game, 4 rebounds, 4 assists on 13 of 20 through shoot field. He's 4 of 8 from downtown in 38 minutes. Drew Holiday finished with 14 points, 10 assists, and 4 rebounds. He was 7 of 18 from the field. He was 0 for 3 from downtown in 39 minutes. And Nikolai Mirotic, 16 points, 10 rebounds, 7 of 14 from the field, 2 of 8 from downtown in 34 minutes. Off the bench, there was no bench. Julius Randle struggled to score. He was mostly in foul trouble in this game, and Julius Randle just picks up these fouls. I don't know if it's the referee. A lot of times it's just bad calls on the referees, but they consistently target him because I guess his game is strength. But he picking up these fouls and he becoming ineffective. He only had 3 points in this game in 14 minutes. He was 1 of 4 from the field, 0 for 1 from downtown. Had 3 points and 3 rebounds. He was totally limited. Sheik Diallo came in just for 7 minutes and played. He had 2 points, 4 rebounds. Darius Miller, 18 minutes, no points at all. Frazier, no points at all. Ian Clark, no points at all. So when it comes down to it, you need a spark off the bench. What's wrong with Frank Jackson? I mean, I know what Tim Frazier gives you, but the explosiveness that Frank Jackson exhibits, why not play him in games like this? I just don't understand. The Timberwolves' top scorers kept it rolling for them. Top man was Karl Anthony Towns, 25 points, 16 rebounds in this game, 23 from Wiggins. So the young stars, without Jimmy Butler, those young guys carried the team. They were responsible for 48 of the 107 points that it took to knock the Pelicans off. And remember what I said about the Pelicans. The Pelicans have dropped 5 straight games to this Minnesota team. At first, they were beating this team. Now, all of a sudden, Minnesota has seemed like they got an advantage over the Pelicans. So it's very interesting. But anyway, let's move into our next breakdown and get to a better news. Before the break comes in, we got a little better news here. But the next game is the Pelicans. They faced off against the New York Knicks. This was a lot better. Pelicans were able to win this game 129 to 124. It was an excellent game. Pelicans were in the game, out of the game, but the Knicks, to give them credit, they're 4-12 ball club, 2-7 on the road, but they could have won this game. They could have took this game from the Pelicans. I got to give them credit, man. The Knicks were very impressive. What was even more impressive is the fact that the Pelicans hung in there and took this game. They refused to lose this game to this 4-12 team. They really did. We're looking at some of the statistics for the game. The Pelicans were 48 of 99, 48.5%. They were 10 of 34 from downtown at the three-point line for 29%. They were 23 of 32 from the free throw line for 72%. Got to get that up some, fellas. Total rebounds, they out-rebounded the hell out of the Knicks 68-49. They out-assisted them 27-15. The steal-wise, they were Knicks 10-5 against the Pelicans. Knicks had 6 versus 5 against the Pels. Pels turned the ball over 15 times for 17 points given up versus the Knicks 13 times for 13 points. Fast break points, Knicks win it 21-20. And then you look at the points in the paint, the Pelicans dominated 68-54. Pelicans had a 41-point fourth quarter to close the game out. This is a megally successful game for the Pelicans in more ways than one. Now, what's interesting about this game is the fact that they erased a 19-point deficit to come back and win this game. That was tied for the third largest comeback in team history. They were down 19. It's the 6th time that the Pels came back from 19 points to win a game. 7 of 24 for 29% from the floor. They committed 7 turnovers, resulting in 9 points. New York just raced out to a 16-point lead. They were horrible opening this game. They didn't attempt a free throw in the first quarter. They went 13 of 16 from the free throw line in the second quarter with Davis going 7 of 9. He was most responsible for that. They cut the deficit to 6 to 105-99 with about 9 minutes left. Then New York countered with a 6-1 run, push it back up to 11. Pelicans made one more push. They were trailing 114-103 with 6 minutes left. They closed the game on a 26-2 run to take the game. A run to take the game from this team with 2-3 left behind some really impressive scores. We're going to give you the rest of that news. And we got interviews from Coach Gentry, and we'll finish the breakdown on this game as well as the Pels and Nuggets matchup preview coming up on the other side of the break. Stay with us.
Forget ESPN or Fox. Get straight sports talk from the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys.
Do you need a domain name? How about a host for your website that can work with WordPress? Try Namecheap.com. They make registering, hosting, and managing domain names for yourself or others easy and affordable because the internet needs people. Namecheap is an ICANN accredited domain register and technology company founded in 2000. It's one of the fastest growing American companies according to the 2018 Inc. 5000, celebrating nearly 2 decades of providing unparalleled levels of service, security, and support. Namecheap has been steadfast in customer satisfaction with over 10 million domains under management. Namecheap is among the top domain registrars and web providers in the world. They offer a full selection of popular and unique domains along with fully featured hosting packages, SSL security certificates, WhoisGuard privacy protections, and more, all at the lowest prices in the industry. So if you need a domain name or hosting or anything else, think Namecheap.com. That's right, Namecheap.com. Check the description section below for link.
There's a lot of reasons to be a fan, but only NBAStore.com has all the gear.
Sports fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear. From all the leagues, teams, and players you love, unique one-of-a-kind designs exclusively by Fanatics, and autographed collectibles from today's biggest stars shipped directly to your home. Join Fanatics Rewards for free to earn fan cash on every purchase. Shop now and for a limited time, get 20% off all orders. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
Get all the latest news and updates from your New Orleans Pelicans at the Pelicans Eye View, the new and official Pelicans Daily Journal, covering everything Pelicans.
Attention, everyone.
Get breakdown on games, free agent signings and potential moves, unbiased opinions and straight up facts with statistical analysis from G Balance. Go to www.thesportsdaily.com/Pelicans-I-View.
What's up, Sports World? The PRO Media Network is on a mission to reach 10,000 subscribers. So besides our regular programs like the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, the Pelican Post Game Report, Rapid Fire TSC, and others, we will be expanding out and offering other content like movie, anime, and gaming reviews for your entertainment. So if you enjoy our content, please donate at our Patreon page. Also subscribe, comment, and share. And help the PRO Media Network reach 10,000 subs. Peace.
You're listening to the Pelicans post-game report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
For all things Pelicans, you're tuned in to the Pelican Post Game Report on the PRO Media Network. And this one recapping both the Pelicans games, Timberwolves and the Knicks. We right into the Knicks breakdown. And then later on in this segment, we'll get into the preview for the Denver Nuggets matchup that's coming Saturday night. It's going to be interesting, man, because this game against the New York Knicks showed the gumption, the fight the Pelicans have. But it was just excellent. The way the second half, the Pelicans came alive after erasing that 19-point deficit to come back and win this game by 5 points. It was very respectable because you could see the fight and determination between the team stars to make it happen. But before I get into any more of my little breakdown, let's hear what the coach has to say about the win over the Knicks. Here's Coach Gentry.
We started the game. We missed a bunch of easy shots that were makeable shots, and we didn't get back and get our defense set. And I thought they got out of the box pretty good and made some shots. And then, from there, it was just an uphill battle the rest of the way. But I thought we just hung in and, we make a little bit of run and then we give it up. We just had some crucial turnovers, but for the most part, I just thought it was a grinded out win that we just hung in and found a way to win the game.
The cornerstones of your franchise right now on that roster, Holiday and Davis, do they carry the load for you tonight, Coach?
They did a great job. I thought everybody had their moments. I thought Frank really came in and gave us some real valuable minutes and did a real good job. I thought Julius was great. It was a good team win and a tough team win. They got a lot of nice young players that's, as they mature, and add Porzingis to the mix, they'll be a force to be reckoned with. Yeah.
Coach, what did you all do in the fourth quarter to really make the big push?
I thought we did a good job of just taking care of the ball for the most part, and finding the matchups that we'd like to have. And I thought AD was sensational, obviously, but we did a great job of just making good decisions. Finding open guys and then completing the play.
Coach, what can you tell us about Elfrid Payton's hand injury tonight?
It's just, it's a fractured finger and don't know anything. I mean, it's just going to be a day-to-day thing. Obviously, we'll find out a lot more tomorrow, but it's unfortunate for him because he's worked so hard to get himself back and ready to go. And then for that to happen, I feel bad for him because he was so looking forward to playing, and we really need him. I mean, he's an integral part of what we're trying to do.
That's Coach talking about the team's performance against the Knicks, not to mention the fact that I was going to get into is Elfrid Payton. Elfrid Payton came into this game. He finally got back after that long hiatus of games, and he played just 8 minutes. He was 0 of 3. Didn't score any points. He got 1 rebound, but he was in there just long enough to get hurt again. So he fractured his finger, found a hole in his finger, and we don't have a timetable on what that means, but we looking at least a month or so to be without him. So possibly you're looking at maybe another month without Elfrid Payton, which pushes us close to Christmas time before we might see him again, or a week before Christmas. But 4 to 6 weeks usually is the time frame where something like that occurs, depending on how bad it is. But it look like we have to deal with life without Elfrid Payton once again. But outside of that, Anthony Davis put this team on his shoulders and willed them to win. That's pretty much what this was. 43 points for AD, was 16 of 25, 1 of 4 from downtown, 10 of 15 from the free throw line. He had 17 rebounds, 5 assists in this game. He was absolutely the superstar that he truly is. He carried the team on his back. Drew Holiday assisted Major League too. He had 24 points and 10 assists. And for the Pelicans, right now to really win, they're going to have to, I wouldn't say I want Anthony Davis scoring like he did. Remember that span that he had when he was just out of his mind scoring these ridiculous amount of points? I wouldn't say that they need to do that to win. Of course, if they did do that and Drew Holiday did what he did around that 19-25, something around there, that they'll win a lot of these games against these bad teams. These bad teams coming, they know the Pelicans is a good team, and they're trying to make a mark with them. But Drew Holiday was excellent. 24 points and 10 assists, 36 minutes, 9 of 18 shooting from the field. He was 3 of 5 from downtown, 3 of 3 from the line. But behind him and Julius Randle, who was off the bench with 30 minutes of action, he had 19 points, 11 rebounds. You see what he can do when he's not in foul trouble. He also had 3 fouls, by the way. But when Julius Randle can't, if this happens to the Pelicans, when Julius Randle picks up those fouls, he has to be a lot smarter playing and not getting up those fouls, because when he plays like what he plays and he gives that points, because he was basically all of that bench in terms of scoring. Of course, you had Wesley Johnson, who came off the bench. He had 12 minutes. He had only 5 points. 6 points for Frank Jackson, who played in 12 minutes, but was able to get 6 points really quick. And Ian Clark had 4. And Darius Miller had 3 in 30 minutes. Not much there. 1 of 6 shooting. How you play 30 minutes and only get 3 points? And that's just don't make any sense to me. Not a good game for Darius Miller, but the bench is not helping them right now. This is the stars. It's Anthony Davis, the superstar. It's the star Drew Holiday, and then it's Julius Randle, the strong man off the bench, that's helping them win this game. That's the major thing that I can see. Of course, the Pelicans defense did get better in this contest, but come on, you playing a team with only 4 wins, and I know it's the NBA, but they're 4-12 for a reason. They're 4-12 because they can't finish out games, no matter how competitive they look. They don't know how to win, meaning they don't know how to win effectively or consistently to close out wins. Pelicans still kind of odd, kind of topsy-turvy in terms of their lineup. Still, he hasn't found the right mix consistently to help the team maintain steady and consistent winning. Bottom line. Okay, before we even get into the rest of that, let's see what Anthony Davis had to say about his team's win over the Knicks. Here is Anthony Davis.
Terrible. I mean, we haven't been coming out, great defensively. Offensively, we've been bad. It's tough to always play uphill, and got to have, a perfect game. We want to beat the great teams. If we get down like that, they're not going to let us come back. So, we missed a lot of easy shots in the beginning, layups, jumpers. We missed probably 6 layups. We had about 2 or 3 threes that went in and out, but, we can't worry about the offense. We got to do it on defense, man. They were too comfortable. Any team that gets comfortable, no matter who they are, they're going to be able to score the basketball and put a lot of confidence. So we got to make sure that we do a better job coming out, especially on the defensive end.
At halftime, was there a player, was the coaching staff, anybody just step up and say?
No, we just said stay with it. Knowing how many easy shots we missed, we knew we were probably going to go in the second half, and we were able to make some shots. Start diving on the floor, just playing a little harder. And once we do those things, we tend to have the results that we want. Shit. Shoot. It's tough. Since I've been here, it's always something. For him, he just got back off injury. He was eager to get back, and then this happens. Hopefully, you don't sideline him for too long, but. I hope he get healthy soon. And we know he wants to play, he wants to be here. He wants to be on the floor with us, but, trying to just get it right. And, we got guys who are going to step up and try to, take his place like we did the past couple games when he was out.
How important was it for you and Julius to attack the offensive boards in the fourth quarter?
It was huge for us. They went small. So it was our job to, get on the boards. And, Julius saved me when I missed 2 free throws at the end. And then just trying to, anytime a shot went up to try to get on the boards, knowing that, they were pretty small on the inside.
Did you see where he was coming from?
Who that?
Julius on that missed free throw.
Nah, when I missed it, I kind of put my head down a little bit, and I seen the blue jersey just flying in. And so when he made it, I was like, thank you. And I don't know where he come from. I don't know where he came from, but wherever he came from, I appreciate it.
Each one had in the third quarter down.
Oh, huge. Each one been playing well the past couple of games. Shooting the ball very well, getting in the paint, getting his little floater. And they've been playing well defensively. And, I told Drew, said it's time to get going. And he's like, all right. And he just took over towards the end. You don't got to tell Drew twice. And, I think just leaning on those 2 guys, especially down the stretch, help us get this win.
How do you guys kind of fix the first quarter? What do you know that it's an issue? How do you fix that?
Just come out more locked in. Hopefully our offense gets better. But no, but seriously, we just gotta we just got to lock in on the defensive end. Like I said, our offense, we'll be fine. We know we can score. We just got to come out, play a little bit more energy, a little bit more effort in the first quarter.
That was Anthony Davis, man. Wise as usual for a young fella. Chiming in, giving you the information. Pelicans, like I said before, they did a terrific job. But it was the core players carried by Anthony Davis and Drew Holiday that brought this team over ahead. Of course, Nikolai Mirotic in the game. He didn't score a boatload of points. He really struggled, but he had that defense, that effort as usual in a lineup. And Julius Randle off the bench continues to be strong. I just wish Elvin Gentry would play Sheik Diallo meaningful minutes and Frank Jackson meaningful minutes, even if you get a man 10 minutes off the bench every night just for him to get acclimated. You have to feed him minutes right now because you're going to need his talent as you get close to a playoff run. I just wish he would get it in his head. He wants to I understand the philosophy to stick with veterans because they give you a better chance of winning, but he's not even playing most of these guys. Why would you sign Jahlil Okafor and just bench him and not even try to assimilate him into the bench? I mean, you need a bench. You need the bench to score. You just can't get Anthony Davis and Drew Holiday and force them to run up and down the court all day without giving them time off. And Anthony Davis played 40-something minutes in this game. Absolutely. I mean, where's the balance? I mean, where's the balance? Where is the balance? When you ask your star, okay, you're going to play 40 minutes. Drew Holiday going to play 36 minutes. We're going to have Etuan Moore play 30 minutes. Julius Randle going to play 30 minutes, 27 minutes. And then the only other guy that has any meaningful minutes off the bench was Darius Miller. He did diddly squat. He had 1 3-pointer on 1 of 6 shooting. He's supposed to be their best 3-point shooter off the bench. He stunk in the game. So maybe if the bench, and I keep saying the same thing, if you have the right bench and a consistent rotation, it helps the stars out and we don't wear our top players down. That's what it's all about, soaking up these wins before the season get really serious when you hit right around that late January going into February move. But anyway, that's enough on this game. Let's move into the upcoming contest where they'll face off against the Denver Nuggets. Now, of course, in Game 4 of the opening round of the 2009 playoffs between Denver and New Orleans, Nuggets pulled out a 128-63 win. Was a 58-point win, which matches the largest victory in NBA playoff history. That was in 2009. Just a little information between these two teams matching up against each other. All-time records between these teams is the all-time record is 23-32. The Pelicans, of course, are in the minus against this team. 0-1 for this year anyway, and the last 5 contests they've played the Nuggets, they're 1-4, 4-6 in the last 10. So they've been losing to the Nuggets too. It's time for the Pelicans to get some stuff straight here, And when we match up with the team like the Nuggets, I always warn you of a handful of guys that kill the Pelicans. I'm gonna tell you again. Listen very carefully. Gary Harris, Jamal Murray, and of course the small forward that usually comes off the bench. I don't know if he's playing in this contest. Those two guys, and why is that? Because the perimeter guys, the perimeter defense has to get better. Drew Holiday, we know what he does, but it's not just like totally on Drew Holiday. Etuan Moore does play decent defense, but sometimes he stinks too. He gave up some plays. He could have done a lot better defensively. But that's what happened when you have a guy like Etuan. He's mostly an offensive-minded player out there. Now, I gave you the statistics, and I told you that the last time they met the first time, Gary Harris and Jamal Murray scored 23 points on him. And Djokovic added 12 points in the game with 10 assists and 9 rebounds in there. So, and Millsap also, he put up 18 and 8 on him. Trey Lyles added 17 off the bench. We can't have that, man. Come on. We got to stop this team. We got to shut them down. And remember I said, they got to even up 1-4 against this Denver Nuggets team in the last 5 contests. We got to stop this trend, man. If we won't be control of this anywhere in the West, we got to play better. But also, a lot of good news is the fact that regardless of how up and down the Pelicans have, they're 8-7 in the Southwest, and that's good enough for second place behind the 9-5 Memphis team. Picture that. San Antonio, Houston, and Dallas all 3rd, 4th, and 5th collectively early on in the Southwest. Wouldn't have thought that. But anyway, that'll do it for the show. Thank y'all for listening to the Pelican Post Game Report. Enjoy the game coming up. And of course, chime in to the Pelican Post Game Report to cover all the Pelican matchups. If you like us, subscribe, hit the notification button, and look at the links to support our sponsors and get all our social media information. From me and the crew at the Pelican Post Game Report, thank you for joining us. Peace.
You're listening to the Pelicans post-game report on the PRO Media Network. for all things Pelicans.
What's up, sports world? It's Big Q. Talking at you from the PRO Media Network, letting you know that we're attempting to make things a lot simpler on our listeners and viewers of our mini podcast. So as a result, we're leasing down a lot of our shows to have their own channels for your convenience. Starting soon, shows like Ring King Boxing, LSU's Tough Tiger Talk, the Pelican Postgame Report will all have their own individual YouTube channels. So thank you for working with us during this process. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for everything. Thank you for your donations and support for our platform as we continue to improve moving forward. Peace. Tea is your escape. It's your opportunity to create a moment for stillness, for reflection, for yourself. It's your connection to a world of senses, flavors both exotic and familiar, energizing and relaxing. It's your retreat from an increasingly turbulent world. It's the perfect paradox of simplicity and complexity. Teabox.com connects tea to people, uniting the richest flavors of the finest teas with the curious, the cultivated, and the adventurous all over the world. The freshest tea you've ever tasted, from crop to cup. There's simply no simpler way to experience the wonderful complexity of tea. Teabox, packing up the freshness. Tea thrives on freshness, and so do they. Teabox temperature and humidity control facility ensure that tea is maintained. The teas themselves go into oblique bags with aluminum layers that protect them from excess moisture and light. With Teabox, shopping for fresh, loose leaf tea is easy because you make an informed purchase. You know exactly where your tea is coming from. So for the freshest teas in the world, check out Teabox.com. That's right, Teabox.com. Check the link in the description section below.
What's up, sports world? It's Big Q from the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys. Talking to you about the website, theposhlifestyle.com. That's right, poshlifestyle.com. A great website where you can get great products at great prices. They sell organic herbs, vitamins, supplements, water filters for your home, EMF and cell phone radiation protection, healing magnetics and healing crystals, personal protection devices like cell phones, stun guns, and mace sprays, organic deodorants, shampoos, soaps, toothpaste, and more. They also sell 10A grade Brazilian hair. 10A music is available now. All kind of the latest downloadable mixtapes. So what are you waiting for? Head on over to theposhlifestyle.com. That's the Posh Lifestyle, life spelled with a Y, LYFE style.com. Put in the Sports Coma for the 10% discount on your purchase. It's a win-win. So get your mind and body right with the Posh Lifestyle.
Go to newfrog.com for all of your electronic gadget needs. Fast becoming #1 online seller of cell phone and accessories, consumer electronics, automobiles and motorcycles, home and garden items, 5D diamond painting crafts, electrical and tool supplies, computer and networking supplies, lights and lighting supplies, sports and travel items, toys and hobby supplies, apparel and accessories, mother and kid items, health and beauty items, and much, much more. Newfrog.com has up to 70% off on some products. And you can check out their weekly promotions for all the best deals. Remember, when thinking online electronics and gadgets, think New Frog, newfrog.com. Check the link in the description section below.
In today's world, children are bombarded with negativity on television, online, and at school. Our kids need to have a positive outlook on life and the world around them. I want to share with you a valuable resource you can use to bring positivity into your child's life. It's the new book, 101 Powerful Children Affirmations, a guide to positive child self-image, from author and dad, G.J. Barabino. This is a simple guide loaded with wonderful and inspirational affirmations designed to uplift young people's spirits. This positive and powerful children affirmational is chock full and loaded with wonderful inspirational sayings that will lift your child's self-image to whole new levels through the awesome power of spoken word. 101 101 Powerful Children Affirmations, a guide to positive child self-image from author and dad G.J. Barabino. Available on Amazon. Order a copy for yourself, your child's teachers, or anyone you know with children. 101 Powerful Children Affirmations, a guide to positive child self-image. Order your copy today.
Vapor DNA is the absolute premier online vape store, offering an industry-leading selection of e-cigarettes, e-liquids, and accessories. Our friendly and knowledgeable customer service team is always ready to provide the best customer service experience to ensure you find what you're looking for. We guarantee our vaping gear shop products to be 100% genuine and the lowest price. We are so confident in our selection and our customer service. We will offer our customers a 45-day refund policy. That's right, a 45-day refund policy. We are proud of this offer for 3 simple reasons: quality, selection, and price. And that is the reason you should choose Vapor DNA for all your vaping needs. That's www.vapordna.com. Again, that's www.vapordna.com.